Hello, BookTube. What better way to celebrate a manga week than hauling a whole bunch of manga? Today I have 10 volumes that I ordered last Saturday from Powell's, the great bookstore in Portland, Oregon. So, and it came today. So there are 10 volumes of manga across 4 series. So two of the series have 3 volumes, and two of the series have 2 volumes each. So let's get going. First up, I'm going to go with 3 volumes of Bleach by Tite Kubo. I picked up volumes 13, 14, and 15. Bleach is the story of Ichigo Kurosaki, a young man who has the ability to see and interact with ghosts. One day he meets a young woman, a Shinigami, a Grim Reaper, named Urukia, who is tracking a hollow, a corrupted spirit that has lost its sense of self, of its identity as a living person, and is on the path to becoming a monster, or has already become a monster. Rukia is injured in the confrontation with the Hollow and uh, grants Ichigo her powers as a Shinigami, what she believes to be temporary, but turns out to be permanent, and or at least longer term than she anticipated. And so Ichigo must fulfill Rukia's duties as the Shinigami assigned to his hometown of Karakura, which is a fictional neighborhood or ward within Tokyo, or a near suburban city to Tokyo. And he goes on a number of adventures, both within the living world as well as various worlds of the dead. Bleach is one of the world's most popular manga series. It is just awesome, and I have now 15 volumes in my collection, and I will be picking up the rest as I get to it. The other series in which I picked up 3 volumes is Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, by Kanehito Yamada and Tsukasa Abe. I picked up volumes 4, 5, and 6. So, Frieren Beyond Journey's End is the story of an elf mage named Frieren, who earlier in her life went on an epic quest. And this is her story decades later, when she's going on a new quest to learn more magic. I have the first 2 volumes. No, I have the first 3 volumes. And I started collecting the series earlier this year, and I've had a hard time picking more volumes up. Unfortunately, for a good chunk of this year, a number of volumes of Frieren have been unavailable. Primarily, volume number 4. So I was browsing Powell's about not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, and saw that these volumes were available in store, and I'm like, I'm going to grab them. So I did, and I'm very happy. I cannot wait to read these 3 volumes because Frieren is really fun. The next series I picked up 2 volumes of Delicious in Dungeon by Ryoko Kui. I picked up volumes 6, and Volume 7. So, Delicious in Dungeon is about a group of adventurers exploring a dungeon, sort of that concept in role playing games. Unfortunately, one of the mages in this group, Fallon, is eaten by a red dragon. And three of her companions, her brother Laos, her friend Marcial, and the team thief Chilchuk remain, while the two others leave, as the company has no financial resources to really mount a rescue operation. However, Laos and company meet a dwarf named Shinshi, who lives in the dungeon and has begun to sort of live off the land, or I guess live off the dungeon. And so they team up and they begin a journey trekking down the Red Dragon. And as they travel, Shinshi teaches Leos and his companions how to live off the dungeon, how to grow vegetables off of golems, which monsters are edible, which parts of monsters are edible. And they gradually sort of clear the dungeon by eating most of the monsters, and eventually, as of the volumes that I've just recently read, and I'll talk about that with this coming weekly reads, they do eventually find the red dragon and slay it and free Fallon, although things get a little bit more complicated from there, which these volumes will explore when I get to them. And finally, I picked up volumes 4 and 5 of the Psalm 100, Bucket List of the Dead, by Haro Aso and Kotaro Takata. So Psalm 100 is the story of a young man named Akira, who is a 24-year-old wage slave. When a zombie apocalypse occurs in Tokyo, Akira takes the opportunity to quit his job, not that there's much of that job left, and to live his life to the fullest by doing a bucket list. The 100 things he wants to do before he turns into a zombie. So one of his the 10 things he wants to do, or 100 things he wants to do, is reconnect with his best friend Kensho, and a whole bunch of other things. And he goes on a bunch of zany adventures in a apocalyptic, zombified Tokyo. I've read the first 3 volumes so far, and I have loved it. I'll talk about volumes 2 and 3 this coming weekly reads, and I cannot wait to get to volumes 4 and 5, and to pick up the rest of the series as well. Now, to recap and do a steep pyramid, I have volumes 6 and 7 of Delicious in Dungeon. So that was 6. This is 7. Volumes 4 and 5 of Psalm 100. Volumes 13, 14, and 15 of Bleach by Tite Kubo, and volumes 4, 5, and 6 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And this is not the only manga haul that will be coming this week. I have one coming in from Book People, which should be tomorrow, And if my email from Barnes & Noble is to believed, I should be getting a package in from them tomorrow as well, and then another one on Wednesday. So yeah, this is going to be a very manga-heavy week. Although I do have some other things coming in as well. But anyway, BookTube, that's all I have for today. So until I see you tomorrow, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.